Iran says it won't resort to terrorism to avenge the latest murder of one of its nuclear scientists. The Speaker of the Iranian parliament accused Israel and the US of using such tactics in a desperate bid to stop Tehran's nuclear program. A number of Western officials have spoken out recently about possible military action against Iran. And as RT's Paula Sleer reports, many in Israel say a covert war may already be underway.
From this rather Spartan recording studio in Jerusalem, one Israeli Jew has been reaching out to people in Iran for 52 years. Ties between Tel Aviv and Tehran are forbidden, but it's never stopped Menashe Amir from reading the news in Farsi every night and hosting a weekly show for listeners in the Persian world to share their views. He thinks around 1 million Iranians tune in. And the topic they most want to talk about, the possibility of a foreign attack on Iran.
They are very much afraid that the Iranian nuclear installations will be bombed by foreign powers, whether Israel or the United States or any other country.
But it's not only the Iranians who are suspicious of Israel or America taking action. People here in Israel sense something's in the air.
You can see signs of wink and nod from Israeli officials when talking about it. Israel is signaling to the world that if the world doesn't do anything, if the world doesn't call for more fierce actions, for more crippling sanctions, quoting the Secretary of State Clinton, then Israel will take the initiative and strike alone.
Some wonder if Israel hasn't already declared an unofficial war on Tehran, with suspicions raised further after the assassination of another Iranian nuclear scientist earlier this month while on his way to work.
Putting everything together, it is clear that whoever it is, but it's someone or somebody or some agency is very successful in infiltrating, understanding, and last, sabotaging the Iranian nuclear project.
The attack is the latest in a series of mysterious accidents linked to Iran's nuclear program. 2 aircraft accidents in the space of 3 years, scientists disappearing, equipment damaged, and computer viruses unleashed, and the fingers pointing at Israel.
Israel and the United States, this is a very respectable combination. But Iran has many enemies, and your guess is as good as mine. It's not beyond imagination.
Adding fuel to the fire, the plan for Israel and the United States to conduct their biggest ever joint military drill before the end of the year. It would see thousands of American troops deployed in Israel. For Iran, it's the most blatant sign that an attack's coming. But no one in Israel will come on record and say there is a covert war on Iran. All talk of an Israeli strike is limited to the airwaves. Paula Sleer, RT, Jerusalem.
Well, Iran isn't a threat to anyone, and the tension around its nuclear program is fabricated by Washington. So says Brian Becker of the Anti-War Answer Coalition.
The United States government has created an artificial crisis. That's first and foremost. It's a manufactured crisis. Iran is complying with the IAEA. Iran does not have a nuclear weapon. Iran is not threatening its neighbors. Iran has not started a war with any of its neighbors. Israel, on the other hand, has hundreds of nuclear weapons and, unlike Iran, refuses to sign the Nuclear Non-Proliferation Treaty, does not allow IAEA inspectors into its country. So there's not really a nuclear menace or a nuclear danger from Iran. So what is the cause? What's the cause of the crisis, of the artificial crisis? The real goal is the United States government has embarked on a course of extreme economic aggression against Iran with the hope that by creating economic suffering, economic isolation, economic misery, that part of the population will rise up or become disenfranchised with the government so that the U.S. can do, as it has in history, carry out regime change.